You're watching Newsview with Lee Sullivan.
Welcome back. It's Newsview. Visiting with Jensen Hart, an interesting young lady, a beautiful young lady, and obviously an intelligent young lady. Where are my sons? But my oldest son is engaged to a nurse, and she's a pretty lady and focused. Healthcare is something. It is a profession that would seem to be immune to some extent to the pressures of economics. I think the biggest threat to it is the government, but it is a viable profession that can allow you to earn money and at the same time, at the end of the day, look back and feel good about what you have participated in.
I think that's a very good statement, but I also think that it's interesting we talk about it being immune because that's what makes this entire situation as difficult as it is. We were talking earlier about reform and things like that, and
right.
The fact that it is people's lives and yet it is a multi-billion-dollar industry makes it a really difficult dichotomy to reconcile in terms of figuring out the best way to get the most people the best care while still being fair about the system.
Well, see, when I come to you and I'm sick and I don't feel good too, I want you to tell me what I need to do. I don't want the government telling me what I need to do, and I don't want you going to chart 15 about what the government says that you will be paid for if you do and what you won't be paid for if you don't do. I mean, those are the things in this thing that just frighten me to death.
Mm-hmm. Well, and as a physician, I want to tell you what's wrong with you without fear of that, and also without fear that I'm not going to make a living.
Right.
So I think that's very true, and that's a very real fear.
Well, look at him. Look at it, lady. I mean, the plumber. The plumber knows what he's going to make for an hour's worth of work. Okay. Mm-hmm. So does the electrician. So does the day laborer. I mean, everybody knows what they're going to make. But you get to the physician, and the physician doesn't have a clue because it's going to be determined by some creep-on in the government who has set some creep-on different, we'll pay this for this and this for this. So you do it and then you wait and you find out what they've decided that it is worth. I mean, man, that's just not right.
It's not, and it's also, you're dealing with having to have someone else tell you X, Y, and Z is worth A, B, and C.
All right, right.
And that's the difficult thing that's
I live across the street from a doctor, and I try to, sneak in like a lawyer or anybody else. I try to sneak in like visits in the front yard. But he had his own practice, and he said that it became so overwhelming, so cumbersome, that he had to see so many patients to turn the dollar to make it work, and the paperwork became so enormous that he was better off. He just closed his practice and went to work for a hospital.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the other issue that he probably ran into there is insurance. I mean,
right.
until we have meaningful tort reform, then that issue is going to remain.
You're a great American, I'm telling you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Remember, those are my views. What are yours?